What's up, Bornham? It's Frank Paul.
Hey, what's up? Hello, y'all. It's your girl Darnisha.
And we are back again. This time we are doing a review slash recap of Love is Blind season 7, the most anticipated season so far. Since last year was a hot mess, we just expect it to be even messier this time. So yeah.
And I agree with Paul. It's highly anticipated. I mean, I know y'all remember Clay, AD,
Yes. His mom and his
Wreck-It Ralph
dad.
looking
Yeah.
guy that we had. It was just a hot mess. But for our people that don't know, so Love is Blind is a Netflix reality TV show that is a social experiment. So in the social experiment, they have couples, well, single people going in sight unseen to become a couple to then at the end say yes or no at the altar. So let's dive in, y'all.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Hmm.
So we're gonna just talk about each couple. Not gonna talk about everyone on the show, like the people that we don't
Just didn't
really
make it.
see
Yeah.
really throughout the season so far. But first on the list we have Garrett G and Taylor. They both are into physics. And they both are nerds, I guess. But my first
Yeah.
initial reaction when I saw them was kind of like, they seem pretty cool. I didn't really feel like they had the best chemistry right off. I felt like they had a lot in common, which can also be like friend energy or whatnot.
Mhm.
So I don't know, they didn't feel the intimacy wasn't there, I guess, or like the sexual tension wasn't there for me, I guess, in their first beginning scenes on episode 1. I know you said you liked them though. You said they was one of
Yeah,
your favorite
so
couples when we were text
personally,
out.
I love them. They're probably like
Yeah.
my favorite couple. I feel like they give very playful, flirty vibes.
Mhm.
Ideally, though, I don't feel as if they would have never spoke to each other in the real world. Just
Hmm.
physically, I just don't feel like
Maybe that's
um
what I was getting to.
Taylor,
Like,
that's probably why.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like they
Um,
felt like, maybe the nerves too. It just didn't feel like
right.
that automatic connection. I
But
think it
yeah,
just
and I
kept,
feel like
yeah,
too, they do have a great bond with the like traveling and
yeah.
their
Science.
love for like their careers and stuff
Uh-huh.
like that. And they both just very well spoken and use like a great vocabulary of words. Like they were describing their love in some type of way. I can't
Like,
remember the
I don't
word
know.
they used.
Using like, I don't know, elements and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah,
They was
they were
nerding.
just
They was
really
for sure
cute. They
nerding
were cute.
out.
And I get what you saying too with the friend vibe because sometimes when things are too relatable, it's just kind of like, hey
Yeah.
sis, hey brother, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um so that's but I did feel like they connected a lot on being, both into physics. So that's
Yeah.
so I was like maybe that's a good start. Both of them have the same interests. So I was interested to see like how it, developed.
Also, do you feel like a lot of because she was we're gonna spoil things on this.
Mhm.
I'm just
And this
assuming
is
people know
basically
that.
episodes
Recap.
1 through 6, just compiled. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. So, one of Taylor's things was that she was very concerned on disclosing her last name.
Hmm.
And do you feel, Paul, that do you or do you ever hear people feeling weird about disclosing their last name or feeling that their last name is going to give away their ethnicity?
I think it can for sure give away your name can give away your ethnicity. I will even say your name kind of gives away your ethnicity too. I can tell
Walker?
you,
Well,
yeah,
I guess she's
not
a
Walker,
of
but I'm talking
Asian
about your first
descent.
name. Your first name.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for
Because
sure.
she doesn't have like a ethnic t- first name, but the
That's
last name
true.
is gonna tell it. The last name would tell it for people like her race. Like for like me, because we were owned by slave owners. Unless you're like African or something, our name is not going to say that we're black unless we have a black first name. Um,
Yeah.
so I I did think he started to worry after she did not want to disclose her last name because of her race. I think he was slightly disappointed because she wasn't white. He
You
was
think so?
he
I
was
feel like
kind of fearful.
that now I'm thinking now I'm just like that's kind of a little red flag that he was
Yeah.
wearing it like that too, for
Yeah,
real.
I think he was a little worried because what if she was black? Do you think he would have felt comfortable with like a black person, perhaps?
Ooh,
Or
T.
someone who has like because I feel like maybe they might have different traditions and different like culture, but they might have the same interests, with someone
Well,
who
what I
might
will
be,
say though, before he met her, when they were about to go out in that hall, go out in that little hallway strip, whatever they be doing, he was just like, whatever she looks like, it don't matter. Like, I know this is my woman. I love her. That's,
they all say
my
that. They
thing.
have to say that. If they don't say that, it's like that's not the point of the show. The point of the show is to, love the person's personality first and
But
not.
they don't have to say that. We've seen some cases where like motherfuckers are like actually like they better have a fat ass like Clay did.
Yeah, you true.
You
But they
know?
all still try to play like, well, even though I do want this, I will still, their heart, they try to play that role. Like because you can tell a lot of the people when they first meet, like face to face, they don't be attracted to each other. And then they still try to play
Hmm.
it like, oh yeah, we got along so well in the pods. So, it doesn't matter, which we will talk about later, with some of the
Yeah,
other
for sure.
couples.
For sure,
Uh-huh.
for sure. But
Overall, they were
something
cute.
really cool. Oh, say what again?
I just said overall they were cute. They weren't very interesting to me. So
I thought they were very interesting. So they would give each other like little gifts, which a lot of couples do that in these pod things just so they can
um,
like really like connect with the other person on the other side of the
yeah,
wall. So Taylor gives him an avocado tree and she jokingly says like, I'm giving you this avocado tree because this is how long it is gonna be till I get pregnant or we start our family, as a joke, but in a way it's kind
how
of
long does it?
showing like
Right.
if we nurture this avocado tree you know
Well, how long does avocado trees take to?
that's why she was jokingly you know
Must be a long time because she didn't
a
want kids.
long time,
Right.
and you could tell she's just a very career driven girl for
Yeah.
real. Yeah,
Yeah.
like she's missed
They're
like I want to
both
say the
very
world.
serious, like type A people. So I'm interested to
Yes.
see how it's gonna work when they get
Hmm.
like to living with each other and have to like coexist.
Yeah, that is
Mhm.
true.
Yeah.
But another thing too, Garrett gifted her some honey, and his apparently his father makes honey or something like that.
Mm.
And allegedly, well, not even allegedly, she said it. She was like, "My secret recipe for my margaritas is honey." And so I
Mm.
was like, "Okay, that's
That
perfect."
sounds
So
good.
like, what a great gift, you know?
Yeah.
Um, so
Cute.
yeah, I mean, I
They're a cute
love them.
couple.
I just think they're so cute, man. And like the love letters from the grandparents, like that actually almost made me cry before the
Mm.
proposal. I was like, if he don't propose to her like right then just go ahead and be done with it for real.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the flowers. So y'all, another thing too. Um, she declines being, his girlfriend, which I think is just really cute and quirky, I guess, because it's just like, if you really like me, try to do some action, like fight for
Yeah.
me or some shit. And she goes back into the pod group with all the women, and sitting there is some sunflower, not some, yeah, sunflowers, and
Yeah.
that's her favorite flowers.
Yeah. She
And he
said she
left a
liked
note
the
just like, "Will you
pods.
be my girlfriend now? Check yes or no." And I thought that was cute. So I just think I don't know. He really just he playing it right. I feel like they're there for the right intentions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the next couple we see on screen will be Tyler and Ashley, which
Hmm.
right off the bat I thought they both were attractive. I
Yes.
knew for sure that they were going to like be okay with their looks when they met. I don't think it would have been any issue with how one of them looked, at all. I thought they would be attracted to each other when I first seen them. They seem to have a genuine connection. It seemed like they just, you know, kind of glided right into
Very like Christian
conversation.
oriented
Yeah,
couple.
very easy. Um,
Yeah.
it was weird. I don't think weird thing I thought about the conversation was that when Tyler said that the reason why she wanted to be married is because I guess she wanted to prove that she could have a long marriage and successful, healthy marriage because her mom had multiple failed marriages. I thought it was just a weird. thing to base your want or desire to be married off of.
Yeah,
You know, I feel like it would be too much pressure, and it kind of makes
yeah,
you feel like she would like ignore like red flags just to kind of like keep a marriage
yeah. And
or
I feel like
fulfill that
honestly,
plan, that
Tyler
goal.
is giving red flags, like the love bombing, um, uh, just honestly, just the love bombing. To be
Yeah,
quite honest with you, is
I
kind of like a
yeah,
lot.
I do
But
think
maybe
I
that's
like
the
the
way he loved though. So am I
yeah,
kind of
maybe
fucked
he
up for
just
that?
like I said, it seemed very easy on camera, so possibly it was very easy in reality. I did enjoy the fact that he was vulnerable about his mom and how they were very poor growing up, and that she was basically I guess shunned from the family because she decides to date outside her race or marry outside her race. Um,
Hmm.
because of that, they struggled a lot growing up, and sometimes he described his mom would like go to sleep hungry, but will make sure they had food and their needs. So I thought it was something good to kind of start.
Highlight, yeah, for
And I
sure.
think this season people have been getting very deep and being very vulnerable, and that's one thing I liked about this season so far.
Yeah, I want to say I feel like Netflix did really their big one with the casting. It seems like people are
Mhm.
actually going in here actually wanting to take the experiment seriously. I feel
Yeah,
like I think we got season one, two, three, and then after that, it just started getting just like you're just on
yeah,
this show
pretentious.
just so you can get into the Netflix universe at this
Sure.
point,
Yeah.
you
Mhm.
know? Um, but I think you well described Tyler and Ashley, honestly.
Mhm.
Um, I like Ashley's style a lot.
Yeah.
Like her fits were given. Like she had these pants that literally were like I think they were open and had when she got proposed to.
Yeah.
It was so gorgeous. And
I
her
think
stomach so flat flat.
she seems so she seems so put together and mature, like a
Absolutely.
woman, and that's
Yeah.
one
She's
of my
giving
first
her
impressions of
30s.
her. Yeah,
Hmm.
but the T is allegedly Tyler has two kids that he's having, two kids, and I think two biracial kids perhaps. I mean I'm just thinking they biracial. They look biracial, which not it's not important. But those pictures of him and his family has been strapped from his social media. Basically the baby mama has came out to, you know, basically expose him, blow up his
Why I feel Netflix made him do that?
perhaps he did it so he can get on TV.
Or perhaps Netflix made him do it so when they get to this second part, it's talked about. And why
Yeah,
I just feel like they would do some shit like that.
I don't know that, but he never mentioned kids, and there's pictures of him holding two kids like this, newborns, straight
Also, I heard it was
fresh
a
off
sperm
the
donor type
vagina.
situation
Hmm.
too. I also heard it was a sperm donor type of situation, like he put his sperm in a sperm bank
But
and the girl and then
do
he
they
just wanted to be involved
normally
with the kids at the end of
do
the
they
day.
normally like hold the baby at the you know,
Exactly. That's why I was just
like
like,
are
and
they
then
like going like on family picnics and stuff, or whatever they were pictured doing like in
they
the
were on
park?
picnics and stuff.
It was at the park. Like he had these kids, like older kids. So like no, I don't know where that conspiracy came from. But
Okay,
for the
because
most part, you know,
I was like,
yeah.
oh, okay, he got in contact with the sperm donor, just wanted to take pictures with his like seeds, I guess. I don't know, but damn, because I saw the little picture, the little like Hallmark picture thing
Yeah,
they did,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, but that's me
So,
not reading into it, so
so that was very interesting um to hear. But in the pod so far, on the first couple episodes, they have been very, very like hitting it off. They seem very, even though like you said, it's kind of like love bombing, but in my mind, I'm kind of like this is like a accelerated dating type of situation. So it's kind of like they might
true.
have
You're
those
right.
feelings
You're
pretty
so
early.
right.
Yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
who knows how long they be talking? They might talk all day. They're not doing anything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think you made a good point. This process is so dragged out because honestly, I feel like maybe they get married within 2 months of knowing each other, right?
Yeah,
Possibly.
something
I
like
can
that.
see
Yeah.
it being like that. Yeah, it's got to. And yeah, I mean, maybe it's just you gotta be like that. to actually fully be invested into this. But also too, them in Mexico was very cute too. I don't remember a clip because I feel like every couple that we saw had a little bit of a little tiff,
Yeah,
except for
they're
them.
very black. They're very black. The fact, like I love the fact that they were like reading the Bible like in bed, and I
Hmm.
thought that was like, were they reading the Bible or were they praying? They were praying
They were praying.
before
Yeah.
bed. I thought that
Hmm.
was cool. I also thought it could have been a little bit performative, but I took it at face value because I don't know these people, so I'm assuming that they're not playing in our face about religion. But at the same time, it's kind of like, yeah. Um, hmm.
Tyler about guy. He don't play about his guy, man.
Well, he should not play about them kids either.
Well, we gonna see, y'all. We gonna
But
see.
so Tyler is 34. He's the account manager, and actually, is a marketing director. And
I can see that.
so, you know, very interesting, couple, very attractive couple. So I'm excited to see where they go. Very cute, so far.
Okay, nice.
Okay, so
Now, next is
there
Monica and
goes the
Steven, man.
mutt. And he's is he like West African or something?
Yeah,
According to him,
allegedly, or like, yeah, that's what he
yeah,
says.
he probably did
I
like
mean,
an.
it might be true. He went on Ancestry, y'all, but
Me
we'll get
too,
into
me
it.
too, me too. Recently, so
You gonna speak on it?
or just let's just say I'm also West African too. So this is Steven
Period.
and Monica.
Okay.
You know, I
Okay. My first, okay, honestly, so we don't really get to see them until episode 2 for real. They're
yeah,
not in the lineup with everybody else.
yeah,
But when he comes on the screen, honest to God, y'all, like I I fucked with him.
me too.
I love a big bear.
I liked it
Like,
too. I
yeah,
like what I saw too. Yeah.
he was very jolly. Like, I don't know, there was something about it I liked.
And I
So
know he
I
didn't
mean,
have to be black. He like a black albino to me.
what you say?
He looks like a black albino.
Albino. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, you
He's
can see the
very
black in him.
pale. He's
So
very
I'm
pale, but
yeah, he
you
got
can tell like
the
the curls
little
are kind of like
the
tighter than
curls.
usual.
I don't know, his I like his build. I like how jolly he
Yeah,
was.
fine.
Yeah. Monica, on the other hand, I don't know. She just seemed
She's
very
pretty to
like
me. Yeah,
mean girl. You think she
she's
what?
pretty to me. She's pretty to me, but she does seem a little bit pageanty.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think
She
is her
seems like that
background.
girl that would judge you for no reason and not even have it herself. In my
That's a read,
yeah.
but I
So,
think it
but
might
she's
be
very well
true.
spoken.
Might be true.
Hmm.
Is she the one that dated a Trump supporter?
Yes, but also who else did that too?
I think someone, Marissa, which we'll get to her
Marissa ass did that
later.
too.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, exactly what you said. It's something very, yeah, there. And
About her.
so both of these people are allegedly biracial. I forgot what Monica is mixed with, but I know she's like black and like half. She has like a black parent and a half black parent, I believe.
Yeah, like her dad's black and then the mom's something else. I
Yeah,
remember
but
saying something like
she's
that.
basically black, and she was just saying
Mhm.
how she could not really, I guess, had struggles with her identity a little bit. But it was interesting that she, dated a Trump supporter. Not saying you can because I think love is blind. I guess it goes beyond just looks, also into politics as well. But I think that's probably the weirdness that you notice. Like it's something that's not that authentic. And I think I kind of seen it in Cabo because I think she kind of switched to Mexico for what I don't know
She
for
did.
what reason.
I felt it from the get, honestly. I'm like, she did, but then I was just like, you know what? Actually, I feel like I felt this from the get with her,
Because at
honestly.
first, when they
The
first, because spoiler, they're basically gonna kind of they're gonna get engaged. And when they first met, they she was like all over him saying how attractive he was, and then later this season,
Mhm.
she kind of said he's not someone that I would initially be attracted to, which didn't match up with the energy that she had when they first got engaged.
Right. Right,
when they
right,
first
right.
met face to face.
And like she kept talking about like his boner
Yeah, I'm like, did he have a
within
small
her.
penis? Because they was doing like
Yeah.
the what's they was doing like the massage or what's it called?
It was the thing where you put the needle certain like pressures on your face and
Yeah,
body, I guess.
acupuncture. I want to say
There
that.
you go. That's it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
basically she was like one of those the needles in the top of his head remind her of his bonus. I was like, what? And she kind of was saying it as if it was annoying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she was.
Like,
And then like when she got around her friends, she was like bragging about it. And I was like,
yeah, fake.
is it
That's
annoying
what
or
it
do you
is. It's
like
just
it?
fake.
Like what's going on here?
She's fake. We guessed it. But
Yeah.
he's a 34-year-old electrician. Steven is his name Steven or Stefan?
Yeah, Steven.
Steven. And then 37-year-old Monka's 37, she's a sales executive. Um, that
Representative.
just goes back to what you were saying that he's very like, he has like not saying he has a basic job, but he has a common job. Makes probably like a respectable, humble salary. And I'm assuming that Monka might be rich, or not rich, but like living, above Steven.
Yeah. Don't play about these electricians though, because there be
They make
different
bank. Yeah,
tiers
they
with these
make bank.
electricians.
They make bank.
Huh?
They make bank.
Yeah, they may bang.
Yeah.
Now, I will say with this couple, they're not as pulling as the other couples, in my opinion, compared to like when it comes to connection. If I have them on my screen, I'm just gonna really be really tapped into their conversation.
Mhm.
Um, it just seems like resort type deal for me.
Hey, is
Um,
his name Steven or Stefan?
his name's Steven.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah,
Okay.
what were you saying?
Okay, so to be honest, this couple really isn't as pulling when it comes to the tug on my heart like the other couples or me like, really wishing for them to make it to the end like the other couples. They're just
Yeah.
very boring. I feel like, they
A
um
lot of couples is
sim-
boring on this show, to be honest. They just
not
really
really, not in
most
my
of
opinion. They're
most
just
of them
simply
are
like
it's way more boring characters I feel like this season than last season.
because
Um
you like messiness. I'm with the love.
I think
That's the thing.
they are
Yeah.
attractive. That's the thing that I noticed. Most of the characters or the cast members are attractive compared to
Okay.
last seasons.
Either way it goes, I feel like these two, they picked each other because it was a last resort type thing. They wanted to go to Mexico. They wanted to see
Yeah, I think
maybe if this
I
could
can see
work
that for
out.
Monica. I can see that for her for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hmm.
Also she had an issue with him. Well, but the people had an issue with her whispering a lot during the season. But she had an issue with
Him
Steven
talking too
talking
much.
too much. And I don't think I think that rubbed people the wrong way. I've been saying on Twitter. So I don't know. Maybe I don't think she did into him, to be honest. And it looks like they might have some trouble in the trailer for the next episodes.
Right. Now, a little bit about them too. When we do get introduced to them, he does admit that he had a high school sweetheart. He was either
Yeah.
engaged or married before. And he cheated.
Hmm.
And it was emotional cheating. He was sliding in the DMs and all that. And
Yeah.
Monica has been cheated on. And she said he seemed remorseful, but I was just like, did he actually seem remorseful? I
She
mean, he was
can't
just
tell.
telling
You
you the
can't really
story.
tell.
He wasn't really saying like, man, I
She
feel
already
so
asked me the
bad. I
questions
did.
like
Well,
why. She didn't ask him like
yeah, I'll be
why
like,
he
what
did
made
it.
you do it? Like, will you do it again? Like, have you been
Yeah.
like, what's your other relationships look like outside of that? Like, why are you jumping into this right after a 4 year? I don't feel like I'm hearing the questions that Monica should be asking,
Yeah.
which make
Same.
But also too, Steven voted for Trump too, which
Yeah,
kind of goes back to Monica's little track record of dating people that
yeah.
voted for
And she was
Trump.
like,
So.
he was like, I just wasn't informed enough the first time I voted for Trump. I was just kind of like, how, like,
What?
okay.
Okay.
Anyways, moving
Yeah,
along.
we're not trying to get political on here, but
Yeah, because
just
we got about
I
like
hope our
eight
facial
minutes
expressions.
left on the Zoom, so we're gonna keep going. baby, we bought the free version. This is our first time doing a Zoom remote podcast, so it'll be very interesting, y'all. But we gotta hurry this thing up.
Okay, but we should mesh too. We should keep going, like do another one and then mesh it together.
We
Do
can
you
try
think
that.
so?
Yeah, if we
Okay,
get
okay,
around the time, yeah.
okay.
Okay, the next couple we have is Tim and Alexandra. I'm gonna keep it short to Alex. So another black couple. A lot of black couples this season. I think they were very
Yeah,
impressed by Clay and AD and the public's reactions to them. They was like, let's throw some more black people on there. Spice
it's
it up.
like they get the
Let's,
people going.
yeah, get the people going. Uh, yeah, I believe that their first conversations were very, very vulnerable and very, very deep. Um Tim is a 33-year-old web content strategist, and Alexandra is a 33-year-old producer. And they both started off talking about their childhood. And basically Tim said that he had like I was thinking that he was kind of describing his family like a Cosby family, like a sitcom family, like you think about the
Absolutely.
90s sitcom family, and how those dynamics were and how they were like, close knit. Unfortunately, he did lose two older sisters very early in his life. So that's something that he really talked about and dived into.
And I
Um
feel as if that was his only siblings too, right?
Yeah, it was really sad. I related to some of it, because his sister died from lupus, and I have family member who died from lupus as well. So,
Mm.
it's something that does affect the Black communities. Um, so it was very interesting that he dived so deep so
And it
soon.
was crazy too, because like it seems like the way he was telling it, the sister did not know she had lupus. It was like she went to the hospital and just never came back out
Yeah,
type
or
deal.
maybe she was having like a flare up and
Hmm.
went to the hospital, and they just assumed that it was gonna be because lupus patients, they go to the hospital a lot. So maybe they thought she will return back. They'll do some tests on her, and she be back in a week or a couple days or a day. But
Yeah.
she ended up passing, unfortunately. Um and yeah, and he just talked about his childhood and how like he loves his sisters, and like how he really cling on to the memories of them, and how he actually wants to give their parents another dollar, and he wants a little girl. And which I thought was kind of like a lot of pressure to say to someone, because like, what if you have a boy?
Yeah, I think that's a weird thing. I think we need to stop normalizing that, honestly.
I understand what he was saying, but it was kind of like, whoa, for me. And then also, Alexandra kind of went deep too. She expressed how like both her parents have what is it? Both her parents have MS. So basically,
Yes.
she was saying that like they struggle with that, and unfortunately, her parents did divorce. But she has a stepmom, and her mom has a boyfriend, and she's just talks about her stepmom is very caring.
Showed up.
Her father and kind of like showed up and like was his caregiver basically. But her mom never got married again. She had a boyfriend, of course, but he left her. Soon as she got,
Luke.
as soon as MS happened, she left.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, they had like some really. I remember there was one part. I think it was the only scene before they even got proposed to. He was like, "This is the first time I've laughed with you," and I was like,
Yeah,
"Oof."
yeah. His
I
their
was like,
scenes are
"Dang,
very
y'all go
like
in here and y'all are just like, let's go."
yeah,
Therapy session.
very touching couple.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about them is that I didn't feel like a spark, to be honest. I guess because
Me neither.
it was so heavy. It felt like they couldn't get that intimacy or that that's, I don't know, sexiness between them two. Like I didn't feel like that connection there right off. And then I also didn't see it later on when they met and went to Mexico. I think when they met, they
Seemed
seemed
very forced.
they seemed like they liked each other, at least on Tim's end. But I'm not sure if Alexandra really was initially attracted to him.
Also, it gave me the ick when he came out. He was like, "I knew you were fine. I knew you were fine." I was like, "Ugh." Like How you know somebody fine and all y'all do is trauma dump? Like what? Like you, I knew you were fine by you telling me that you went through this with your parents. Like that's some weirdo shit. He is, I don't know, bro. I felt like I knew he was gonna get on my nerves. Also, too, when he was in Mexico and the friends came around and they were like, "Tell me why you like what you love so much about Alexander."
And he was like, "Cause
She
she's
hold me
strong
down. She know I'm a dog. Like she know how to when I bite back, she know she can bite back too. And I was like,
and
this
she
is
can take
corn.
it. She can take
Yeah,
it."
she could take it. I was like, this is corny. Like cut the
Yeah,
cameras.
it was.
Like
I didn't like that either,
that's
but I think
not
it
sexy.
was. But I don't 100% blame him. I blame Alex as well because I feel like because she wasn't into him and she was being very critical of him and very kind of like um, kind of mean a little bit, kind of stiff on
No,
him.
he's irritating though because he would even say, remember the shirt, the yellow shirt situation he
What
had
about
on?
it?
He was like, I bought this shirt because this my girlfriend said she hated it, and now I wear it all the time. I was like,
Yeah,
you're
but
a
at
little
the same
irritating
time, it's
because what's
kind of like
happening is they're looking out for you.
the same time, I feel like Alex is being a little bit annoying because I think we're gonna have to differ on this because I think Alex is being
Yeah.
annoying, by just being so judgmental and so critical. And I think he's a Virgo and she's a Leo, so she was being
Oh,
very critical, like things that he wear. I guess because she's a fashion expert, maybe is that a fashion
she a
producer?
producer.
Maybe I'm getting her mixed up with someone else, but yeah, she was very kind of ignored at the straw hat as well and Cabo that he wanted to buy. And I just felt like maybe that's why he said what he
I
said
feel like he
because
might be irritating. He might be pushing her buttons a lot.
I think because she's always annoyed at something though. That's what I'm saying. So I think he do fight back and irritates her because of that. But I don't think they're gonna last because I don't think she like him. I think that she's annoying, and I think that he likes to push her butt. He likes to challenge her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But I heard that everybody had sex on this show. I was surprised they had sex. It didn't seem like it.
They probably, I feel like people be capping too, honestly. Just like in conversation, you know how like you get around some folks and you just want to just be like, me too, you know? Not personally me, but like people will be giving very me too just to like feel included in the conversation. So
And then he did confess that he did not like to argue, and she does. They will. He ain't like
he
to argue,
definitely does like to argue though, Paul. The way he likes to push her buttons,
but
he
I
even
don't
said
think that
that.
he
He's like, I'm gonna
considered
push
that
your
as
buttons.
arguing. I don't think he can. I think he said that's like just like snarky banter between a couple. Like you know what I'm talking about. But like
We might agree to disagree on this couple.
yeah, but later in the season in Mexico, they did get in a big argument that he almost left the show.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it was because of the comment that he made about because he didn't say anything sweet towards her. But I was kind of like, you didn't give him anything to say sweet about you because y'all just been
Yeah.
like arguing the whole time and you've been nitpicking at every single thing. He been being aggy towards you or whatever. So I think that's why I'm not allegedly, but I heard y'all the camera did shut off for a second, but starring where we left off. So Alex
We're
and
new.
Sam.
Yeah.
Basically, I guess she got homesick and shut down and she wouldn't talk. So that started an argument between between the two of them.
He probably irritated
And
her.
yeah, and she allegedly put her hands over his mouth like this to shut him up. And then I guess they went into a huge argument because of that. And allegedly, I think she would probably call him like a bitch and stuff. I think
Oh
like
yeah, she was calling him out his name.
yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, and then he just said he was gonna head out, packed up his things, and he was about to go. And then
And he said he thought
um,
this was gonna be the last conversation they were finna have, baby.
on episode 6, the last scene that we have is them having a conversation about what happened that night, which Love is Blind wasn't able to get on camera allegedly. Um, and basically he was kind of like,
I was coming here not to stay. I was coming here to basically say goodbye. So I
You
don't think they're
guys,
gonna
me and
last
Paul,
much longer.
we've been agreeing to disagree about this couple, but we don't think this couple's gonna make it to the end.
I'll be surprised. But we do
I'd
have a
be very
couple more.
surprised.
We do have a couple more episodes, so things can change for sure. So moving along to Nick and Hannah. Ugh, this is so annoying. I kind of don't like this thing. I
I'm
don't
glad they're
think it's gonna
last
work.
that on our list, honestly.
Oh,
Oh, they're not last, but they're close to last on our list. So.
yeah. So basically, they are the youngest couple on the show. Nick is 29. He worked in real estate. Hannah is 26. She worked as a medical device sales um representative. So, what are your thoughts? They were also an throuple or a foursome.
It's just you could just tell they were going off looks like, oh my gosh, their first conversations where it's, oh, you were a cheerleader, you dated the quarterback, oh my God, you played football and you
Yeah.
were the kicker of a team that was outside of high school football. It was like some type of college football or something. It was just you could just tell that they're not doing the experiment right, baby. And
Yeah.
that was just annoying.
So
Yeah,
yeah, everyone really
they're
thought Nick was like
worried.
everyone thought Nick was like a smooth talker. I just assumed he was confident. I thought that he
Me
was
too.
Yeah, I thought that he was great for the show. I think that he kind of like just gets it. You can tell that he may be like a just an outgoing person, easygoing as well. And I thought that what translated um through the TV. I didn't think he was being a player. I just thought that he was smooth. I
And
thought
that's what I'm saying. Like, why we hated Nick from like some people I'm looking online and people hated Nick from the get or people in the pods hated Nick. I'm just like, wait a minute. That's just a confident
I
man. He talking
yeah.
his talk. Like he's walking his walk
Yeah,
too.
this is what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to, add some riz to this. You're supposed to, have some riz when you date someone. You got to kind of like spit game in a sense. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
also while being serious, but that's what you do when you date. You try to have charisma and try to be engaged in what's going on, and I think that's what he was doing the whole time.
Off,
However, I
off.
think that Hannah is insecure. She's insecure. We always have this one insanely insecure girl on the show. We had one last season. Um, Hannah is our girl this season. I think she assumed that because Nick was a football player, a former football player, and he kind of went, I guess, semi-pro. He was just a kicker. He wasn't a quarterback. I think that she thought that he was going to be like Travis Kelce fine or something like that. So she just
And
assumed that
that
he,
another thing too, that comment they made, like you could be my Taylor Swift, and he's like, I look better than Travis Kelce, and he can have that. He can feel like he look better than
yeah,
Travis Kelce, But she quite literally took that for real,
yeah,
like it was gonna be this huge macho looking guy or something like
yeah.
that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. And I think that she also had like insecurities as well, from the get-go because she did explain how she had like, she was a big girl, she was chubby, I assume. And how her mother used to lock up the refrigerators
Cabinet,
or
the
lock up the
pantry,
cabinet so she won't get no snacks, which was like that's abuse. But
that
and
is
then
fucked
like
up.
then like girl, how many snacks were you eating for your mom? Like, child, we gotta lock this up.
We
So
gotta
I
lock
think
this
she
up. She
did
wasting my
grow,
damn money. That's probably was
yeah,
the issue. It probably wasn't because you were big. You were wasting that bitch's money. She like,
right.
damn, I just bought this shit. It's already gone.
Right, I would hate that.
I would
Soon as
hate
you
that
buy,
too.
soon as you
Having
buy
that.
something that's already gone, dang, doggish much.
Damn.
But
I don't think she was a girl that had a lot of people fighting over her all the time too. Cause like, or got a lot of attention to
mhm.
going back to like, being the big kid and stuff. Like with the Leo and him Nick drama, So we won't go too much in that, but there was a love triangle, y'all.
Okay, I do want to like go up to. Did we talk about Steven and Monica and the Mutt situation?
No, we didn't. No, I
Let's
was going to comment
let's
on it.
glance over that for just a little bit. That was an interesting thing to call her. Honestly, it kind of took me back a little bit because I was kind of like, wow, even though you say you like half or a quarter or 10% West African, that was very white man of you to say right now.
Absolutely. And if that's the case, if y'all are both per se mixed, wouldn't you be a mutt too? You
Yeah, I
dumbass.
think that's I
Yeah,
think that's what why he said it, but it just did not come across as
that did
good.
not
Come
come
across
across good.
good on camera. So that was just a weird thing that I just thought about while we were talking about Nick and Hannah, and it was weird. So
Yeah.
Hannah,
Also,
so
y'all know
that
Paul might be related to this man.
I did my ancestry too. So basically, yeah, I might.
Share.
We'll share later. We press for time,
Okay.
literally. So
But in
basically,
Mexico, should we talk about them in Mexico real
yeah.
quick?
Well, I want to also talk about the fact that they were in like a throuple or foursome type of situation.
Glaze over it
Um,
fast.
so
Yeah.
basically, Hannah had two choices. Leo, was it Leo and Nick? Yeah, Leo
Mm-hmm.
and Nick. But Leo also had a choice. Leo also was pursuing Brittany or has some type of a connection with Brittany as well. Which we're gonna talk about them later. Um, so for me, I thought that possibly Hannah and Leo didn't really have much of a connection for real. I think Leo was just her backup plan because she felt so insecure about this swimsuit comment that Nick made
Absolutely.
about seeing her in a swimsuit. He can't wait to see her in a swimsuit or something like that. She so self-conscious about her body started to project onto him. So she felt
Which
insecure,
is
which I
so not the experiment. They just went into it. Just,
yeah.
mm.
Well, I'm glad she did own up to it and just basically say that like that the swimsuit comment made her feel uncomfortable and kind of made her spaz out a little bit. That's exactly what she did. I think that she just wanted to kind of like push Nick aside because she thought that he was a Travis Kelce and that she was not gonna be his Taylor Swift.
Yep.
Maybe his Megan Trainor, but not Taylor Swift. I didn't have to do that, but
You
I
didn't.
did. That was that
Oh
was that
God.
was that was crazy.
That was
But yeah,
wild.
um, so eventually Hannah did pick Nick, which I obviously knew she was going to do because she liked him. She was interested in him. I think when they first met face to face in person, um,
There's a lot of
she was
confusion
not
there.
impressed. She was not impressed. She thought that he was going to be this big,
Tall as
tall,
hell, huge.
muscular
But
quarterback or
also
something.
too, what I'm learning now is like kickers are all shapes and sizes, allegedly, from the internet talk, you know? Like
Mhm.
like kickers, they can be short, they can be tall. Like they don't have to be like big people. So
Yeah.
she's kind of like silly as hell for even thinking that.
But
Anyways,
she's
to be
probably
honest.
just a girl, she probably doesn't know about that. She just heard
Right.
football player and it's kind of like, Travis Kelce or something, you
Yeah.
know.
She heard
But
football player,
she,
she's like, yep, that's it.
but she's also very awkward in her body. You can tell, like, even in Mexico, how jealous she became when he wanted to ride those little ponies. Or, were
And
they
when he
ponies?
was just talking to the old lady trying to do it.
Yeah, this lady is like
Yeah.
60 years old. She's not trying to hop on your man. And like the lady was right. She called her out, said that she was jealous, and I'm
Felt the
glad she
energy.
did. And I just feel like um I'm not sure how long they gonna last because of her. She'll be the reason why they doesn't last. Because I
Yeah,
think
she's like
Nick,
destroying it. I also would love to mention like the note as well. So
oh
she
yeah,
wrote down, which was just shady as hell,
because of
just left
the
it
the
out.
beach scene with those little the interaction with the lady, she did
Right.
all of this. So explain
Hmm.
more.
Right. So after that little scene, I guess she's like
Hmm.
in the shower or she's out or something, but on their nightstand, she writes like 10 things down about like Nick. So she's like, lacks emotional intelligence. Doesn't she's like,
Oh.
well, question, and then everything has a question mark. So it's just like, are these conversations that you're gonna bring up? which we then realized was a thing that she wasn't going to bring up because they went to a beach party that night, did not bring it up. Went home that night, did not bring it up until he actually said something about it. So it took him saying, "Hey, about what's going on with that note for you? Like, why did you do that?" And then what was her answer, Paul? Like, what did she say? What's her reason for
I
doing that?
forgot what she said, but
Yeah.
she kind of like she downplayed it a little bit.
Yeah. It was just
Uh-huh.
very ingenuine, and it's just like, why do that when you're like lacks emotional intelligence, but you can't go to your fiance and hold a conversation about why that bothered you, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I do think that Nick might be a little bit socially unaware in some instances. I think he's type of person who has like foot and mouth syndrome. Because I think one of the comments that he made, I was kind of like, ooh, maybe he just doesn't understand that he's like dating someone who's really insecure and really insecure about the way they look and compare it to other women. So he said something about if I would pay for surgery, would you do it? And I was kind of like, that's interesting.
what he
Interesting
say?
too.
Wait, what?
He's asked her if I would pay for your surgery, would you get plastic surgery?
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy
I was
work.
just kind of like, okay,
Why
like,
the hell? I
why would
didn't
you
even
ask
catch
her
that.
that? But at the same time, she was saying how she was not initially attracted to me, which we can see when they first met that she just started criticizing him, talking about like his height and being taller than him and all of that. But she did explain that she was not attracted to him, initially, but that she had developed those feelings for him eventually.
I think
Since
when we go to, oh, I'm so sorry.
oh,
Say
you can
your
go.
last statement again.
What you say?
Okay. I think when we go to hometowns, we're really going to see how they react with their friends and stuff
Yeah.
because Nick is such a social butterfly. He even mentioned that I don't really want to talk about what we do on this trip because I do have such a good, like a big rep about behind my name in my town that he mentioned, which I'm excited to see what he like. Why is he such a big deal in his town?
He
So
might just
I
be
think
so. He might just
he
be
might feel
popular
very overwhelmed.
or intimidated, but he might just be popular because he does have
Yeah,
a
he's
very
popular.
outgoing personality. He seems pretty cool, good looking for the most part, and but she's not the only person that's kind of like shocked by his how he looked. I think was it also Monica who's kind of like I thought that he would be more of like a Travis Kelsey type. So
Yeah.
so yeah, but I'm interested to see where they're gonna go. I don't think they're gonna go far because she's just too insecure.
Yeah, she's very insecure, and I think he's too
Yeah,
much of a social butterfly. It's just them gonna
yeah.
be competing in little passive aggressive notes throughout their marriage. So,
Okay.
and
So
lastly, our Super Bowl couple, the
well,
winner,
let's see who.
Rams and Marissa. Love them.
Yeah, so
They look
Raymond and
like siblings,
Marissa,
honestly. Y'all
they
should look them
do.
up if y'all don't know what they look like.
Yeah, they do. And she had a connection with someone else. I thought that he was
He
very
was
cool
sweet.
and he was fine too. Um, what was
She
his
depicted.
name?
I
Dothan?
forgot.
Was it Dothan?
He was Ukrainian. I remember that.
Yeah, he had like I think a story about being attacked by an animal or something.
It was like a llama.
Yeah.
So random. Yeah. I
Uh,
forgot his name. Let me look it up.
it starts with a D. I want to say Dothan.
Oh, I'm on my husband's computer, y'all, and the mouse died. So I'm not gonna go get him because we're gonna finish this off. So
Mm. But she had another connection, but she ended up choosing Ramus, which I think eventually I was scared. I thought she wasn't gonna like him because she was just talking how much she liked more how she's used to more masculine men, but she was
hmm
also very intrigued by the fact that she didn't really want a traditional gender roles in her marriage because she wanted to not be the only person at home cooking. She actually wanted to be working, being a lawyer. So I think that's one thing that I think why she chose him instead of the other guy. Um,
Also, I think
yeah,
it's really cute that she made it like she didn't care that they talked about them, being together. So like, I love how Rams knew who her second person, who they were in a love triangle with, and she
yeah,
was fine with that.
yeah.
You know?
She's one of my favorite on the show. I think she's very easygoing. Doesn't it's nothing that I don't like about her.
Yeah. She's
She might
I
be
think she
she
gives
might
the
be
energy that the
flaky.
girls need. They so serious.
Hmm. She might be flaky though, I think. I'm afraid. I'm not
And what
sure if she might seem so like happy and love now, but I think she might be one of those ones who like shocks us and say no at the altar.
mm, she might have be like one of those people that have like need a recharge like all the time. Like
Yeah.
presents very like outgoing and things, but like when she is down and out, she's down and out bad.
Yeah,
So,
they're one of the most good looking couples there. Obviously they've been having lots of sex, they say. She mentioned that he's Dominican, so you know what that means, big and uncut. So it's kind of like that was interesting. And then I like the fact that he's very vulnerable about him being kind of like not your most not the average
masculine.
masculine man, that he's accepts his feminine side. He's also kind of like banned the gender identity a little bit, as he was very eclectic in his what he presented himself, had the little dreads there, which was interesting.
I hate that
Very,
dread thing,
yeah, I
honestly.
think it works for him, but yeah, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't prefer it, but I think it
Him
works.
with dreads, y'all, you looked that up?
No,
It looks really good.
well, obviously, but they have been all
Why?
up.
Not obviously. Do you think he's the most attractive on the lineup? Be for
Maybe,
real.
maybe so, maybe so. At least I'm attracted to the mostly.
Yeah.
Besides
Okay.
the other one, I like her selections. Like those, like the people that she chose is like the ones I was attracted to. Plus,
Cool. Not you, Marissa.
what's the other person name?
I like Tyler.
Tyler, not Tyler, but the one we just talked about,
Nick.
football player Nick. Yeah,
Nick dresses very well. He had a little chain on at the
yeah,
pool
that's all right.
party. I was like,
Ooh,
okay, Nick.
that's
I was
not
like,
that's not like
yeah.
yeah, but yeah, they just very easygoing. Seem like for
Oh,
me,
let me ask you this. Do you feel like she could be overbearing
oh
a little bit? I feel like she might have some overbearing vibes because when they were
yeah,
after the pool party, when they were sitting in bed, he was having this serious ass conversation about like who he thinks is gonna make it and all this, and she was just like, TMO. And he was like, what? And she's like, TMO. And he's like, I love you too. Anyways, and then he just kept going. And I was just like, oh, okay, she might
yeah.
be a little irritating. Like a little
Yeah, I want to
irritating.
see them like in the real world. I want to see them in the real world and see how they react
Hmm.
to each other. But so far, they seem pretty good. So who do we have after them? Oh, I want to go. He's 35. He's a program associate, and she's a 32-year-old lawyer. So let's
The
see.
lawyer
So
thing is sexy.
Leo and Brittany, baby. 31-year-old art dealer Leo and 33-year-old esthetician Brittany. I think this is just like the leftovers of the cast of the couples. I think these people weren't very. I think they did connect in a way. I think obviously he's rich and nerdy, and she's beautiful, and wants to be a
Has great
trophy wife.
skin.
So it,
Esthetician.
it
Yeah.
made sense to me. But I don't think that Leo was ready. I think that he's not ready for a relationship. He seemed still immature in a sense. But this went nowhere. Nick kept talking about his finances and how rich he was. They did Google his business allegedly, and he only has like 3 reviews, so I'm not sure how well the business is going.
Oh my
But
God.
um,
I'm so happy I know
he
that.
was saying how he did not want people to judge him for how much money he had, but
I
he
talked about it in every scene.
every scene he talked about how rich he was, and they also say that
Girl.
all his family died in a short period of time. I was kind of like, is this man a murderer? Like, did he murder his family? Like, like this is grounds for like a Netflix documentary. But Brittany obviously was very honest about the fact that she wanted to be a trophy wife and did not want to do 50-50, that she would like to be taken care of, but also not be a housewife. Be a housewife without the housewife duties. Um, I was surprised that she didn't have at least one more other connection. I think people just could not get past the fact like of her personality because she has like that Marilyn Monroe personality where she kind of acts like the dumb
Her
blonde.
voice is a little like very high pitched too.
Yeah, they're like, oh, almost like a little girl almost. So I think people might not
Mm.
take her as seriously. But she was one of my favorites on the show. I think that she was very authentic from what I've seen. I think she possibly can act this way in real life. I do think that she's possibly more in depth than what she showed. And she was funny as fuck.
Yeah, I feel like they would have made for great TV, but we obviously would have known they would have not made it to the altar. And
Yeah.
allegedly they did their own honeymoon in Miami because, Netflix kind of booted them because they were like, we got our little 6-7, so bye, peace. And they broke up then. So
Yeah.
allegedly.
I don't think it was no connection there because when they first met, you can tell that she was not into him. Even the money couldn't help her. I think obviously he would have stayed and made it work, but I don't think that chemistry was there at all. And he possibly could have lied about a couple things. You know what I'm saying? Because it
Yeah.
seemed like he was lying at points, at least to me. 'Cause it's kind of like he was trying to force the fact that he was rich. Um, and
Yeah, something off about him.
yeah,
Like the
like
kissing noises
his
he was
family,
doing.
yeah,
Him
his
like
dead family
outwardly being
members.
like, you were my second, but now you're close set. Why would you tell
Yeah, and
somebody
then like,
that?
he was
You would
very
never disclose
manipulative.
that.
He was very manipulative because he wanted to be with Hannah, and that was his
Hmm.
first choice. And I thought it was very kind of odd that he can consider Hannah to be like the most mature person of the cast of the women, only because she didn't ask him any questions about his finances and about how rich he was. So I thought
Yeah.
that yeah, that was kind of odd. Because she was not the most mature person there. She literally acts her age, and we gonna see that throughout the season. We have seen it so far. That's how she was acting on the beach. She's one of the
Hmm.
most immature person besides Leo that was on
On
the
this cast,
show.
actually, that's the
Yeah.
gag. Yeah.
So he was just talking out his ass most of the time. Um, so I think that might be it. Like to me, I don't really have much to say about Leo and Brittany. They didn't last long at all. I would have loved to see more of Brittany. Possibly someone else picks her up. But
We'll see
what
her
couple?
these next couple episodes because you know how they be doing, having the cast come around. They be having a little like day party and they come around and see who
Yeah,
they
I can't
talk
wait to
to.
see that. I can't
I
wait to
can't
see
wait to
that.
see that mess. Yeah.
But who has a high chance so far of making it, and who you think who's gonna break up probably next episode or won't make it to the altar?
I feel like the people that have a high chance of making it, Rams, Marissa, G and Taylor, and Tyler, and what's that black girl name?
Ashley?
Ashley.
Yeah.
Everybody else, I don't know.
Unless they find out about those kids, they might not make it. But
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I do
You're
agree
right.
with most of them. I think Steb and Monica might make it to the altar, but might not say. I don't. One of them might not say yes. I think Tim and Alexandra might not make it at all.
Mm.
Nick and Hannah, not too sure. I think they will probably fake it if they make it at least.
Nick and Hannah gonna
Um,
fold at that party though.
yeah. Ramus and
Mhm.
Marissa, I don't think they have a good chance of making it to the altar, but I also feel like Marissa might flake, or it might be more intense once they start living together. When the honeymoon phase is over. So who knows? I think we might have like one or two good couples out of this whole group.
I think just three friends. But even
Right.
okay, let's just say they don't make it to the altar, right? What if like, because I could see Rams and Marissa for some weird reason, maybe not wanting to get married, but just date. Because they're just so like
Yeah, because that can happen
iffy and
too.
being like, okay, let's be realistic. We know we like each other. Let's just date, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Also, I forget this. We skip over this. Marissa dated a Trump person for like 3 years. So that bitch got range. So for her to be like, I have a specific type. No, you don't. You
Well,
don't.
she said military, overly masculine man. So that can be
Oh, she
some
did?
supporter. Yeah, hyper masculine man, military people, because she was in the military. It's different from
Oh,
him
that's
because he's
right.
more, Ramus is more like flamboyant and the way he look. He does give off
Stylish.
big Leo energy, and you can tell he cares about how he presents. So I think those things kind of make him more feminine, what she probably was used to, and he like very like vulnerable. But he might be a dog because I know he was fucking the shit out of her behind the scenes.
He might be a breath of fresh air. Who knows? I'm wishing the
Yeah,
best for him.
same.
Yeah, let's be real.
Yep. So next episodes are coming up. I think the next what 6 episodes left.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. So we're gonna watch those as well.
We
Get
shouldn't say
some.
tomorrow. Because we don't know when this gonna come out, y'all.
We gonna post this. We don't have so much editing to do. I might just post this whole thing without all the
You just
edits.
post the shit. Yeah.
It's not. It's like we did whatever. But yeah, hopefully we can review that and give you all another video and show you what we thought about the ending of this season and sees who makes it to the altar. So any
Yeah,
last
maybe our
comments?
predictions are right. Who
Yeah,
knows?
hopefully. Probably majority of those predictions are going to be correct.
For sure.
But yeah, we run out of time, friends. So bye.
Toodaloo.